I have so many questions on using AI by police. I have so many questions about that. It's not even funny. That would be like a different, 2-hour podcast on this one because the security parameters around using that, it's very incredible. Like, I mean, are you allowed to jump on any technology? I thought, police and federal agents and whoever they are in security, they have a very restrictive methods of operation that you're not allowed to go outside the firewall, basically, the technology firewall. I'm not sure how they were able to use these types of technologies if they're not inside the network of whoever they work for. There's a huge security issues on this one. There's many other factors that get into this. But we talk about it on this channel quite often, and you've probably heard me saying this before, is if you take any process, not just language process, any process, marketing, legal, etc., people are rushing right now to introduce technologies to these types of processes, crazy rushing speed. Why? Is because they want to make sure that the cost is reduced. What we call efficiency, meaning I'm going to reduce the cost to bare minimum. And where we talk about introduce the AI in the right steps, sometimes in being zealous to deploy fast, achieve the results fast, we are taking on steps that we're not supposed to put them on AI, but they're taking them and put them on AI. And I talk about AI now, and it's a general term, but could be any technology, to be honest with you. This is where we talk about careful deployment of AI. Careful deployment of AI. Where are you deploying it? Who are you deploying it with? What technology are you using? And continue evaluating, which brings me to my next topic here. In the letter, do you feel like there is a lack in the system? Like I'm talking about policy here. Immediate interpreters access to these, federal agents or federal police, whoever they are. Do you think there's a policy that dictates if you come into these types of situation, you should call a person, or if that doesn't exist, or exists but we ignored it because of the situation the way it is?
Well, that's a very good question, and I don't know the full answer, but that's something where STIBC really wants to get involved and get to the bottom of this. Is it just a lack of awareness of the need for interpreters? Because having read the report, it doesn't look like it was a priority for anybody or anything that people thought about. But then I was going to the next thing, like, if they had thought we should get an interpreter, would they have known how to get an interpreter in person right away? Is there a policy that the RCMP uses? And the truth is, I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that there should be a policy that it should cross their minds. Number one, absolute basic. Number two, they should know where to go to get an in-person interpreter. I'm not saying that somebody gets a fine in the middle of the night and they speak Spanish and they should call an interpreter. Come here in person, we have an emergency. But they knew this situation was like life or death. And there could be a lot of others where a lot is at stake. So they should know where to call an interpreter. And in fact, that very day when we were preparing the statement, the board of STIBC, we started writing to each other on the WhatsApp group that we have. And we were like, if this thing does not exist, if there isn't a list of interpreters that can be called 24 hours a day here in BC, we should start one as the society. And that's a commitment that we have made. We want to talk to the RCMP. We want to talk to the institutions. We want to understand from their perspective, who would they call? What would they do? And if the systems are not in place, we want to make sure that they're in place and that they understand where to go.